About list in the yesterday session about list class, list methods, about append and insert. So today we'll continue with the same about different other things of list. Okay. Let me just share the screen. Now you can see here, right? This is the program we created just to test this one. How to filter data using lists in Python. This is a very basic program we did yesterday. Right. Next one is so let's continue with the other list methods. So we have discussed about just only two methods of list class. One is this one append. Second one is insert. So there are many more in list class. Okay. Next one after how to add we have seen. Let's see. Let's go by order. How to remove elements from a. Let's see methods to remove or delete elements from a. Let's understand this so that it's easy for you. The first two concentrate on adding elements to a list like append and insert, and I have clearly discussed the difference between append and insert. Okay. Now how to remove or delete elements from a list. Okay. For that we can just simply see what is that list one dot. We have remove method and then we have pop method. Okay. So this is one method. Pop is one method, remove is one method, and pop can be used in different ways. So let me show, I'll show all that one by one. First we'll use remove directly. What is remove method? So all these remove or pop both are used to delete elements from the list. Okay, I'll just add here a remove method or pop method, these two methods. Both are used to delete an element from a list. Okay, what is the difference? We'll see with the example. See, it's a very simple thing. You know, right? This is your list. So when you just run this before we apply remove, what is there in the list? You can see here 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then we have some integers from 1 to 10. Altogether, some 15, 16 elements are present in the list here. Okay, now I want to remove 10 from the list. What is that I would like to do? I would like to remove 10. So simply what I should do, I should simply say remove 10. And when I say remove 10, so what remove function does is it removes the or deletes an element from a list. And here it takes that value as a parameter. When you are using remove method, always we should pass value as a parameter, not index. Don't pass index, but pass value here. So what remove does? Remove a value that is passed as parameter. Remove an element. Otherwise, let me write like this. An element from a list. And here, what is the point here? Here we should pass a value which we want to remove. Pass a value or element which we want to remove. Which we want to remove. You don't pass any index or anything. This doesn't remove based on index. Remove works based on value. Okay. Pass a value which we want to remove. That's all. That is it, friends. So when you say list.remove, that will remove that 10 from the list here. Okay. And now I am printing list after removal. After removing 10, I am printing this list here. Now I right click and then run this now. Now you see here. So earlier we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and later on again we have 1 to 9. When I remove 10, you can see here 10 is removed. So the latest list doesn't have any 10 here, and we have removed 10 from the list here. So that's how remove works here. Next one, but it's like simple. Just pass whichever value you want to remove, that value to the remove method, then remove will automatically remove that value. So this is just removing one value. If you want to remove iteration by iteration, then you can also use looping to remove values. Okay, that is it, friends. We will take a few scenarios to understand how to apply remove on list. Okay, I'll take soon. I'll add some use cases and we do some programs so that you get very clear picture. on how to play with all these methods. Okay. Next one, but this is the simple idea how to remove a value. Next after that is a pop. Now I am applying pop. Generally, pop takes index as a parameter. Here, this removes a value. Simply speaking, I'll just make it very simple. It removes element based on index. So remove element or value, anything is fine. Based on what? Based on index. See here now, when I say list one dot some pop, right? We have two methods to do the removal. Now in this I am passing index. I want to remove, you can see here, anywhere element from some fifth index. Okay, I'm passing 5. Now after applying pop here, what do you do? Again apply print. Okay, run this. So run it. So pop object does not apply to a int object. Maybe this should be a default one. Let me just apply. I think we have different pops. Let me just see the definition once. Pop, I think it is a default one. You can see it saying supports index. And it supports, why it's showing error, then I gave 5. And I give, oh, the error is not with pop, friends, sorry, list one. You can see, right? Now we are perfect, we are good. So my mistake is I passed a list one instead of list here. Sorry, I declared list instead of list one. If there is a typo with the reference name or that list name, now it should work, friends. So I try to remove an element from fifth index. Definitely it will do that. Let's run this now. You can see that whatever element is there in the fifth index, you can see what is there in fifth index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see 1 is removed. So after the output, you can see that 1, whichever the value is in fifth index, which is 1, you can see in the output that got removed after removal. You can see here. Got it right, friends? Similarly, so this works based on index. Just remember. Next after this is a list one dot. I think we can also apply a default pop. What is that? We can also use a pop without passing anything. We have two types of pop methods here. A pop method which takes index as a parameter. A pop method which is a default method, means it doesn't take any parameter. By default, this removes last element from the list. Okay, let's give a try. Let's test it. What would be the output when this is executed, when default pop is executed? By now we are very clear. When we execute this pop based on index, it is removing an element from the index. You are very clear with that. And this by default removes last element from the list. Sorry, last element from the list, not index. Last element from the list here. Now right click and run this now. Now you can see 9 is removed. If you see this, maybe if you again run it. So of course, if you again copy this and if you try to print one more time, it remove 8. And if you want to remove iteration by iteration, you can apply iterator and you can do that removal process. It's up to you. But I'm just showing you how this default pop works. This default pop removes a last element from the list here, right? Now you can see one more time, 8 will be removed now, which is at the end of the list here. So that's what this default pop does. This by default removes the last element in the list. That's what this pop does. And this pop, we can remove an element based on index, and remove method can be used to remove by passing a value as argument. So we have multiple ways to do the delete operation, deleting values from a list. You got it right. Either we can choose remove, or we can choose pop with index, or we can choose default pop. You can apply whatever you want here, friends. I hope you should very clear now. So what is the point here? Difference is a remove method takes a value as argument, right? This is value based removal. Okay, so that is what remove does. Second one, pop method does pop of some value, means some index. This method does removal based on index. So this performs index based removal. And one more is there is a default pop which doesn't take any parameter, but by default this removes element at the end of the list. So this removes element at the end of list. Okay, I think at end of list here, friends. Okay, that's the idea. So this is all about, we have seen how to add elements and we have seen how to remove elements, and different remove methods we have here in Python. I hope this is clear for all of you, right? Next, after this, what else do we have? After removal, we have these methods. What is that? Append, we know. Pop, we know now. Remove, we know. Insert, we know. Count. Anyhow, count, we had used it number of times while working with string. Again, I'll show you here also how to work with count and index. You are familiar. Reverse, all that we'll apply one by one. Reverse, sort, copy, extend, all that we'll see one by one here. Okay. First thing, again, what is the method we apply here? Count. Count. The purpose of count is to see number of occurrences of a value. It doesn't gives you length of your list. Don't expect length from this. Right? To get length, we use a length function like how we have used on string as well. The same length function which we applied on string, we can use for list also. So point is simple. Count. What is the purpose of count function? Count provides see, I'll give a scenario, quick scenario. Count, what count does? Count returns number of occurrences of a value, right? The number of occurrences of a value. I'll just show you a small example that should give you a clear idea of a value. Means how many times that value is repeated. If you want that, then we can apply count, friends. Let me just show you here. So simply, it is a simple thing. You can add few duplicate elements so that to get the number of occurrences. Otherwise, you can create a list, another list itself here. For example, you take some list 2 equal to, you take 1, 2, 3, 4, again 1, 2, 3, 4, again 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see this. Now here, number of occurrences are each value is repeated for 3 times. Suppose I say count of 1. This returns that count. So you have to print, you can directly print the count of, okay. So that value, whichever you are passing here, value is here. Maybe you can also get that value, but anyhow, you can directly pass it, no problem. So now you are passing here, what is that is, and put a placeholder and then dot format. And to this, just pass that list dot count of that value. So this 1 is a value. So we are seeing how many times this 1 is repeated, number of occurrences of 1 here. Okay. So I think is everything fine here. Why error here? Semicolon. There's a need for semicolon. Okay, let me put one more. Yeah, now run this. We have 1 repeated for 3 times. Count returns 3 here. Let's run this now. See, count is returning 0 now. Count of there is some issue here.
It's list 2.
Sorry?
List 2. You mentioned list 1.
Oh, bad, my bad. List 1 doesn't have what is that, any one, that's why it's gave 0. I think as per that the answer is perfect, but it's okay. Thanks for correcting this. Yeah, I have updated list to created new list. Again, forgot to update that here in the output. List 2 dot count. You should get 3 now. We will get 3. Can you see here? You can see 3 in the output here, friends. Similarly, one small quick program for you so that it acts as a this thing. So I have some n number of elements. I want that number of occurrences of each element. That is the simple program you have to do. Can you give it a try? So I'm giving a quick program because now you understood the purpose of count. You have a quick task. Come on, give it a try, friends. I will also show you how to do. and it is very simple. So what is that? Program is but this will help you a lot when you are solving problems. Okay, number of occurrences of you can just simply say number of occurrences. This is the program. So you take any duplicate list like this. Okay, now I'll use the same. What is the requirement is take some program and just say take some list, add elements like this. Maybe you can also write a program for this one also if you want. Okay, something like what shall I say? We can take some 7, some okay, some 10 and 11, something like this. Okay. Now, what is the program is number of occurrences of each element of a program. Just try this, friends. I'll just ping you in the chat box. So what I need is this one. This is the program which I want you to implement. Okay. So this is a very simple program. Now you understood about count, right? Because I want you to also slowly improve your coding skills. Okay. So let's give it a try. Try it in the class itself. Don't take any pressure. You just feel excited and just happily try to solve it. If you don't solve, we don't have any issue. I'll just tell you in next 1 minute. You have 1 minute time. Please solve it. It's very interesting and very simple thing only. We don't have any difficulty in this. Okay, give it a try, friends. You know how to iterate loop, and you know how to get repeat. I mean number of occurrences. Only thing is you have to do 2 programs now. What is that? First do one thing, otherwise I'll give one simple idea. This also helps you to improve your programming ability. One program is remove duplicates, create one more list without duplicates. That helps you to get exact number of, to get the list of values of, I mean, to display that each value. You don't need to again say like, you know, one is repeated for 3 times. We don't want that output to be duplicated. So first thing what you have to do, create a new list without duplicates, right? Create a new list. This is one more program you need to do apart from counting without duplicates. This is one scenario. After doing this means this, your list should be like this. The easiest way is using set method. As we didn't discuss set, write a program that helps you to understand how to play with list, right? So duplicates means simple. So you should take one more list 3 equal to, in this you should get 1, 2, 3, 4, and after that 7 and then 10 and 11. That's all. This is a list without duplicates. Now while printing, what is that? You can use this, iterate this list and use this list to see what is the count of each element and just print this, so that you don't need to print one for 3 times and say one is repeated for 3 times, one is repeated for 3 times. So that when you have unique list, printing your result will become easy for you. So first do one thing, first prepare one list without duplicates. Later on we will try to get count of each element from the list. Okay, got it right, friends? So 2 programs in one shot we have to do one by one, not one shot. We'll go one by one. Give a try. First 2 duplicates, then getting count of each element from the list. When you remove duplicates, it's easy to apply count on this list and also display the result. I'll show you how it is simple, right? So one is finding count of each element from a list. Okay, give it a try. Shall I start doing coding? First program we'll do how to remove duplicates from a list. We'll go one by one. Okay. So we should create this list as the output. This is the output list. So I want, this is the input and this is the output. Now let's create that. So what I want is just create one empty list, list 3 equal to, first to have that all that unique elements, create an empty list so that we'll filter that data and put all that unique elements in this list. Okay. Now what is that I should do? It's a very simple program for I in list of list 2 colon. What is that I should do? If I in, suppose I am, the simple logic I am applying is, see, I am applying a very simple logic. What is that? If that is a duplicate element, this I should be present in this list, right? When I say if I in list 3, I'm just doing a quick check. If I is there in list 3, then it is a duplicate. You got it right? Then best thing is the easiest one is instead of saying if I in list 3, list 2, sorry, again, there is a small correction. Not correction, sorry. List 3 only. We are checking for list 3, right? We should put unique elements here. If I in list 3, this is more than seeing if I is there in list 3, you do one thing. If not I, see, if I, whatever element you are iterating from this list, you are seeing if that element is there in this or not. If this element is not there in this, then add this element to this list 3. It's a simple thing, friends. See, you take one element from this list 2, see if that is there in list 3. If that is there, it is a duplicate, right? If already that element is there, it is a duplicate. You should not copy. Then what is the check you should do? You take one element from list 2 and see if it is not in list 3. If it is not in list 3, then it is a unique element. If it is already there in list 2, list 3, then it is a duplicate. Simple. So I'm just applying a simple scenario condition check here. If I not in list 3, then what is that I should do? List 3 dot append of I. Simple, right? If you just read it, it's like reading some grammar. We're just iterating list 2 and seeing if that I is not in list 3. If it is not in list 3, then add that to the list 3. That's all. This is a very simple logic. Now after this, what you do? Print list 3. Now you can see in the output. Now let me run this. This is a program to remove duplicates. Okay, right click and run this. Now you can see, of course, do one more thing. Print this original list as well. Print of list 2. After that, print of list 3. You can see list 3 has perfect unique elements. No duplicates are there inside list 3. So it's a simple process, just 4 or 5 lines of code. That's all, friends. So this is one program. Program is to remove duplicates from a list. That's all. Right. I'm just pasting this here. Next, after that, what is the next program? Now finding count of each element from a list. Right. So we don't need to do count from left to till the end of the list. From the start of list to end of list. If you just count off these elements, that would be enough for us. Whatever we filtered here, if you check count of each of these elements, that itself gives us what is that count of all elements present in this list here. How do you do that? Next program is this. I'll do one thing. Occurrences. Now we are finding, after finding this, right? Duplicates, filtering duplicates. List 3 has unique elements. Do one thing. Simple iteration again. So finding occurrences of each element in a list. There are so many ways you can play with all this, and you need to master these kind of iterations, these kind of analysis, these kind of copying data from one list to another list. So filtering data from one list to another list. All these things you should master, friends. Then only you can play with coding when you go to the actual development. So now next after this, finding occurrences, very simple. It is so simple, and that to Python it is much more simpler. For I in Again, you can say I or J or whatever it is if you think. List 3 means list 3 is a unique list where it doesn't have any duplicates. I am iterating this. Every time I iterate this one element from list 3, see if this I, find count of this I from which list don't apply on list 3. Check it in list 2 because we are finding count of elements of each element as we have multiple occurrences of each element in list 2, not in list 3. List 3 has unique elements. We are iterating it. We are taking that element from list 3 and checking if that how many times that value is occurred or repeated in list 2. You got it right? Simple. So what is that I do? Here simply, I don't need to do anything. So print of I comma. I is actually your value. And here you can see, just observe this carefully. I am directly saying list2 dot count of I. Is this gives what? I am applying count on list2 and passing I to that count method. Now, what happens? This count checks how many times this value I is occurred in list2 and return that. And now I am printing that I and count of I here. Okay. You can add, if you want, you can give a detailed description here. So just now run over. This is the program just to find number of occurrences of each element. We are perfectly done here. Now right click and run this. Now you get the output here. See, 1 is occurred for 3 times, 2 for 3 times, 3 for 3 times, 4 for 3 times, 7 for 1 time, 10 for 1 time, 11 for 1 time. Perfect, right? Perfect or not? You can do the same on list 2 also. Suppose you apply same on list 2. Now you get an output like this. Let me just show you why I did a filter is why we applied a filtering on duplicate elements is now you see I used list 2. On that list 2 I am applying count directly and I am printing that I and count of that I. Now see the output. Observe this. See how it is showing. 1 is occurred for 3 times. That is perfect. 2 occurred for 3 times, 3 occurred for 3 times, 4 occurred for 3 times. Again, it is saying 1 occurred for 3 times, 2 occurred for 3 times, means this output is not 100% accurate output. We are getting a duplicate output here. It is saying again 1 occurring for 3 times. So we don't need again that repetition. We don't need that output repetition again one more time. Again, it got repeated for 3 times here. You can see again 1 occurred for 3 times. This kind of repetition is not required. So we should fix this repetition, right? Duplicate of output, we should stop this. So to avoid that, what is that we do? We created a list without duplicates and we iterated that one and applied on list 2. Now here when we iterate list 3, it doesn't have any duplicates and you take that each element and apply on list 2 so that we get a perfect output. See here, we have eliminated that duplicate result here. You can see now. Now each element is showing what is the occurrence of each element here just for one time, not for multiple times. So this itself gives us a clear idea why we filtered that duplicate elements and created a unique list, and using that how we try to get the count of each element from list 2. Is this clear for all of you friends? See how simple this code is. Very simple, right? Just matter of if you understand the scenario or concept, you can see just 2 lines of code. That's all friends. Okay, you can test this code also. Please test this. So this is how. So these are all 2 important use cases on lists. So apart from understanding methods of list class, what is that we are doing? We are also applying them using useful programs here. Got it right, friends? So this is the idea. I just shared the code also with you. If I forget to share code, just please just inform me, friends, so that I'll ping in the chat box. Don't please keep calm. Okay. Now test that quickly. Right. This is the program to find number of occurrences of elements from a list. That is one thing. And also how to filter duplicates. That is one more scenario. So we covered 2 more programs on list. These are all very useful programs for interviews. If you go to interviews, people ask these kind of programs just to write. They'll ask this program and ask you to write a code quickly. So having a clear idea about these things helps you to quickly write code in the interview as well. Right? Even you are experienced, sometimes they ask you to write a code. In such cases, you have to write it, friends. And these are most common questions people ask in interviews: how to write a code to remove duplicates, how to get number of occurrences of some elements, all this. Okay, fine. Next, let's move to our methods again. We are done with count, and we have done some beautiful programs on count as well. Next, after that, we are at the today we'll finish off all methods as well, because we have just two to three methods. Now after this, I'm just applying one more method. This is very straightforward, something list one data. I'm applying sort. Or else you can take one more list here, something like list 3 equal to create a random list without any arrangement of elements. I mean sort of elements. Okay. I think you can apply on list 2 itself, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is unsorted list or unordered list. Let's make it sorted. So simply you can do one thing, list 2 dot apply sort. Just you have to call sort on list 2 method. That's all, friends. You don't need to do anything. It doesn't return anything. After this, do one thing, print that list 2 one more time. When you see the output after sorting is performed, you can clearly understand that this list 2 gets sorted. Now right click and run this. You can see here all the elements of list 2 got sorted. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. That's it. That itself shows that these elements of list are sorted. That's it, friends. Next one. I think this doesn't need much time to understand. We are done here. Okay, next one after this. So maybe suppose if I want to sort this in descending order, this is ascending, right? Natural sorting, what we call. Suppose I want to print this in descending order, means we can also do one more sort. This is by default. Default sort is ascending. Always remember, default sorting is what is that? ASCNDIN, ascending. Now I want to sort elements in reverse order. Sometimes this is very much needed, friends. I'll try to share as much scenarios as possible that I regularly use in these automations. Okay, that definitely help you when you work in your projects. No doubt about that. Okay, so see here, simply what is that you should do? I think you should use a parameter. I'm not sure. Let's check if it has that reverse Yes, reverse equal to. You should say some true. I think true. This is the parameter that you should pass to the sort to sort elements in descending. This is not. This is ascending. DES. Okay, in descending order. Now test this. Let us test this. So what is that? You should use the same sort. To that sort, just pass a parameter reverse and set it to true. Then your list is sorted in descending order. If you by default, reverse is set to false. If it is false, your list is sorted in ascending order, natural sorting. Okay. So ascending is natural sorting. Descending is something customized sorting, what we call. Let's test it and run it. Let's run and test this now. List 2. Now right click and run this, friends. Now you can see when we apply this reverse parameter, then this list got reversed here. You can see here. If you don't apply that, by default, list is sorted in ascending order. And these scenarios are needed when you are playing with certain filtering of data. These are all needed, friends. Right? Both you should have idea. That's it about sort here. Next after that, again some list 1 dot. What else we have? We covered all this. Index, one more important method. Reverse, we can try reverse also. We didn't apply reverse. Okay, that is sorting one. And we reverse is a parameter there, not method. This is method. We need to again just check with a few more methods. What is that? Index method, reverse method, clear anyhow, clears everything, copy method, extend method. We have to talk about these 5 methods. With that, we have completely discussed each and every method of list class. Okay, now let's quickly apply reverse. Reverse is something it doesn't do any sorting. It will blindly reverse elements from left to right and otherwise back to right, from back to front. That's all. Suppose you have a new list, create a new list here, list 3. So this is a random list, something like 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, 2. Okay, 7. Suppose if I reverse this list 3, just apply list 3 dot reverse. Then in this case, what happens? This reverse method just reverse elements of list. It doesn't do any sorting here. Just see the output. It's a very simple one. Just look at the result. Automatically you understand what it does here, right? Apply list 3, right click and then see. Now you can see it didn't do any sorting, just simply reversed list. That's all. That is what reverse method does here. Reverse the elements of a list. That's all. See here. So that's what it is doing in the output. You can see there. Next after that, one more is list to one dot index of index. Index method returns index of some element. So you can use index of some. What is that? I pass here some 4. Right? If we pass index of 4, let's give a try. Okay. You can print that directly otherwise. Print. Okay. I'm passing directly, not applying any prints here. A description in the prints, just directly printing. If you want, you can use description in the print statement. Okay. So this returns index of some value. You are passing 4. So that index of 4 is written now. Right click and then run this. You can see here. Index of 4 is, what is the index of 4? 7. Right? Here I am using list 1. Don't get confused. It's not list 3. Okay. In list 1, you can go and check somewhere. Where is list 1? This is list 1. Okay. And then I am asking index of what element? Even we did some popping. Otherwise, not to have this confusion, I'll do one thing, friends. Let us use list 3. Let us see what is the index of 7 from list 3 so that it's easy for you to analyze output on list. We are trying to check index of 7 from list 3. What is the index of 7? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It should get 4. Let's right click and run this. See the last output for index. Okay. Run it again. So somehow you can see, I think it got reversed, right? If it is reversed, then definitely it is giving 0. That is perfect output, friends. Okay. If you don't reverse, then it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or something. But anyhow, this is perfect output. So the index of 7 here is 0. We all know that list has indexing positive and negative indexing, right? So that is about index method. Next after this. What is next one after this? We found index. We are fine. Next. Again, list 1 dot or list 3. Any list you can take, friends. What is that I want now? Extend. What is it? I want to use extend method. So list 1 dot extend of what is that I am taking some. I'm creating another list in extend here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what I am doing is I am applying this extend method and what I'm doing here merging. What extend does is here, let me add this pointer. Extend method merge. It performs merging of two lists. Okay, merging of two lists. So here we have list 3, which is parent list, and we are again passing one more list with extend. Now this second list which we are extending or which we are passing through extend method is merged with the list 3. Got it right? What extend does? If you want to merge two lists, already existing list with a new list, and you want to merge the elements of new list with the existing list, then you have to apply extend here, simply extend. And this extend always takes iterable object as parameter. Iterable object means that whole list is an object. Anything is an object in Python. Any by default that basic data type values like integers or anything, all are objects. Even this list is object, tuple is object, and string is object. All are objects in Python. Okay. Now to see output, if you see the output, then you get a quick idea. These are all simple things. Just by observing the results, we can easily understand what each method is doing here, friends. Okay, right click and then run this now. Now you can see that what happened, list 3 or this new list, whatever we are passing with extend, got merged with the list 3. See, was 72531, again 56789. So it's simply what this extend is did here. It simply merged a new list with existing list, which is nothing but list 3 here. That's all, friends. That is extend. Next after that, one more is so some list 4 equal to list 3 dot copy. When I say copy, as name says, what is that? This by default copies make a duplicate copy of existing one. It will exactly create one more copy of list 3 and assigns that to list 4. See here now. So when you print list 4, you get the same output as list 3 here as of now. Okay. So you did a copy of L3 list 3 dot copy means it creates a copy of list 3 and assigns that to list 4. Now print list 4, you get same copy. You can see list 3 and list 4 are same at this stage after copying. Suppose now you modify list 3 or list 4. Suppose you say list 4, on list 4 you are saying of some, I'm modifying first element in list 4. List 4 of 0 equal to some 100. Now I modified 0th element of list 4. Then does this have any impact on list 3 is the question. Very important, very useful discussion. Now we copied list 4 from list 3 by applying copy method. That is fine. So what happened here? This copy created a copy of list 3 and assigned to list 4. Now I modify list 4. If I modify list 4, does that impact list 3 is the question. Please answer in the chat box, yes or no or something. Answer is simple. Answer is no impact. When you try to modify list 4, that doesn't impact list 3. Why? I will explain in detail with a small diagram. This analysis is very important for you. Okay, so just first of all, let's print and see the output. So that itself gives you a clear idea. Print list 4 now again. After modifying, one more print we are doing on list 4. See here, let's right click and then run this. See, before we modify this, what is that? Duplicated copy, right? After that, I modified list 4. If I modify list 4, is there any impact on list 3? Otherwise, you do one thing, print list 3 here as well. After modifying list 4, after making change on list 4, print list 3 also. So last one will be list 3. Otherwise, you can print in this order. So this is a list 3. This is a list 4. For more clarity, you can do one thing. Just add. Okay, this is much more clearer thing for in program in real time. When you are testing, just add comments like this. Putting a comment like this helps you to understand where this output is coming from. So, and second one is what? List 4, and then just put some dots and then put comma. This is one style of print, just that string separated by comma. And this acts as a separator between values also. This is one style of using print. Okay. So far we used placeholders. We can also use this as well. Okay. And now run this now. You can see list 3 is still having 7 as first element or 0th element. But whereas list 4 have 100. The change in list 4 doesn't have impact on list 3 here. That itself is a clear idea. Understood, friends? There is one more scenario. This is a beautiful concept. Maybe one more thing. What is that? Suppose you have list 4, right? Now you have list 4. Now what I do, I create one more list. This is very beautiful concept. List 5 equal to, I simply assign, what is that I do? I simply assign list 3 to this. Okay, I'm copying list 3 again to list 5. So I copied list 3 to list 4 by applying copy method, explicit copying. This is what the explicit copying. Here, what I am doing, I'm just assigning reference of list 3 to list 5. Now, again, what do you do? Another scenario. This is one more scenario, another way of copying your values. So, next, do printing here. Copy this, come here, just say this is list 3. Okay, leave it like that, list 5. Okay, and print list 5 here, change this to 5. Now see the output. What would be the output of list 3? That would be same. No big difference, right? Whatever that is there in list 3, these elements get copied. And what is there in list 5? Again, same elements will be copied. Now you do one thing, right click and then run this. Observe the last 2 outputs. Don't worry, don't ignore about remaining things. We don't need to care. What is that? Now both lists are perfectly same at this stage. List 3, which is the parent, and list 5, which is copied from list 3. Right? So both are perfectly same at this stage. Again, do the same change. Now modify list 5. What is that? List 5 of some. So let's try to modify some third element equal to some 1000. Now I try to modify element in the third index. After this, right? Print what? Print list 3, print list 5. The question is, does change in list 5 impact list 3? If it is something done with copy method, change in list 4 doesn't have impact on list 3. We have seen that with, you can see here. We have tried to apply update list 4, 0th element of list 4 with 100. The change in list 4 doesn't have impact on list 3 when you do explicit copy. Now you try just assign reference here to list 5. List 3 is assigned to list 5. This is just a reference copy, address copy, that's all. Now in this case, does change in list 5 impact list 3 is the question. What's your answer in the chat box? Yes or no? True or false? Answer is perfectly yes. Because here this is just a address copy. But in case of this one, this is not address copy. A new object is created, all the values are copied and then assigned to list 4. But for this, that is not the case. Now see the output. I'll just show you. See here, I modified 1000 on which one? On list 5. But in the output, you can see that got impacted on list 3. You can see this 1000 is inserted here, 1000 is updated here. Is this change you applied on list 5 is also impacted on what? List 3 also. Got it right? Why? Why in this case the change in one object has, right, one object impact other object which is copied? Why not that the same thing is happening for this kind of, for this thing, for this kind of copy? Why it is not happening? So if you want to understand this, just a minute or two, I'll give a clear picture here. So first scenario, copy, applying, creating a new copy of list using copy method, and same thing applied for a tuple. Tuple don't have copy. Same thing applied for dictionary or what is that, set or anything. This concept is applied for anything. Okay, any other things. Okay. Now you see here, first scenario, you say that list 4 equal to list 3 dot copy. In this is what copy? This is explicit copying. Explicit copy. Here, what happens is when I say, okay, list 3 dot copy. Suppose, okay, you see here, friends. This is list 3. I am extending little 5 minutes because I am taking that my 5 minutes which I waited for you. Okay. I am not saying anything, only just I'm just trying to grab that 5 minutes which I wasn't waiting for all of you. Now, this is list 3, you know, right? When object is created, it has some address. By just put some 100. In memory, it might be something different. We don't need to care about it. And this 100 is assigned to which one? It is assigned to list 3. Okay, fine. At 100 is assigned to list 3. Now, list 3 is pointing to which one? It is referring to this object. Okay, and all your elements are placed here in this object. Okay, whatever it is there in the list, assume that they are arranged one by one in the list like this. Okay, now what happens after that? What did you do? You told here. Again, I am saying. So list 4 equal to, again I am writing here, list 3 dot copy. Then what happens now? Your interpreter, it creates a new copy. It doesn't use this one. It creates a new copy, assigns a new address, and that address before it assigns all these elements, whatever that is there in this old list, they are copied to this new list one by one. Okay, and one more element from here again copied to the new list. Likewise, all elements are copied. All elements are copied to this new list. Only that happens one time. Okay, at the time of creating, whatever that is there, that is copied into this new list, and the address of this new list is assigned to list 4. You can see now that 200, whatever it is there, the address of new object. Okay, this one, this is assigned to this reference. Now list 4 is pointing to this object, which is new object. Now you see, now I make a change on list 4. So what I am doing here, if I say list 4 of sum 5 equal to, if I say sum 5 equal to sum 1000. So now what happens now? Simple, right? If I make change on list 4, that change is applied only on this object, not on this object. Why? Both are two different objects. Of course, while creating this whatever the object is here, list 3 object is copied, a copy of that is created and assigned to list 4. From there onwards, list 4 is different, list 3 is different. We only just created a new copy from existing copy. Till that it is fine. Once that is done, right, now both are two different copies. Both are not same. They are not sharing addresses here. They are sharing completely, both are two different objects. Only when the time of creating, we just did a copy. That's all, friends. This is the idea. Why if you make change in on list 4, this doesn't impact list 3 because both are different objects. They are not same. And scenario 2, what is that? This one, this code which I did a simple copy. In this case, no new object is created, just address copy happens. Let me just show you now. I'm deleting this. Okay, I'm removing this here. I hope you got a clear understanding of this, right? All of you are fine with this discussion? All of you are fine, friends? Can I get an yes or no from you? Okay, then I'll just do one thing. Just take 2 more minutes and finish this discussion. What is that? Let me do one thing. I'm taking a new copy. What if in this case, this one at line 71 declaration, simple, just few more minutes. Don't just be patient and wait. That's all. Now we have already an existing copy of a list here. What is that? Something list 3 again. This is list 3. Okay. When that this list 3 is created, it has some elements in that. Okay, all that elements you have assigned in program. Assume that they are here. Now an address is assigned to this. Here I am passing 100. In memory, it might be different. If you want to know what is that address, just what? Use ID method. When you ID it, you get the address of list 3 also. So no problem. Now this list 3 is copying to this. Now after that, what did you do? You said list 5 equal to, okay, list 3. Right? Now what happens when we say this? It won't create any new object because this is just address copy or reference copy. Now, what your interpreter does is it will simply create one more reference. What is that reference? List 5. And then what it does, it simply copies this address, whatever that is already there for this object, to list 5 also. Here, just print here, add 100 one more time. Now, list 5 is also pointing to the same object. Now, it might be, what is that? It might be list 3 or list 5. Both are pointing to this one object. We don't have multiple objects here. Now you make change on list 5. Right? When you say list of some 0 equal to, okay, some 200, sorry, some 0 equal to 200. Now this is this will go and update this value in this object only, here only, right? This is updated, this whatever 200 you are passing, that get modified here only, right? Then the change in list 5 have impact on list 3. Why? Both are pointing to the same object. If you make change through list 5, or if you make change through list 3, that change is applied on this one object. So any change happening with list 5 can be extracted with list 3. Any change you make with list 3 can be extracted with list 5 also. Got it, right? So why? Simple. Both the references are sharing the same object. If you don't believe me, still you are in a state of confusion. Is Manoram clearly telling us the truth? Do one thing. If you don't still believe me, final truth test. I will do a truth test here. Print off ID of list 3. Okay. And then do one more time. What is that you do? Print off ID of list 5. Now, in this case, both these objects should have same address, whatever I'm saying here. Where is that? Here, you can see. If you clearly listen to what I'm saying, run this program. Now, list 3 and list 5 should display same address. If they are displaying same address, see, means our discussion is 100% fruitful, perfect discussion. There is nothing to lie for me here. See here, exactly same addresses are printing. Why? Because we have only one address there, one object there. Suppose you do one thing now, print list 3, list 4. This time you see, list 4 is created how? You can see this is created through explicit copying, means a new object is created. In that case, what is the point? List 3 and list 4 should have different addresses. Okay, let's run this and see. Let's observe the last two outputs. See, the address of list 3 is this. The address of list 4 is this. See, are they same or different? Clearly different. That itself shows the discussion what we had done now. I hope you should be clear now. This truth testing should give you a clear idea about the difference in the different approaches of copying. This should give a clear picture about explicit copy using copy method, and then a address reference copy using this kind of copying. This should give you a clear picture. Okay, we are almost done with methods, everything. Also, we got opportunity to explore few programs in today's session, that is occurrences and duplicates, all that stuff. Okay, tomorrow we try to discuss as many programs as possible. Right, friends? Are you fine till this? Right, I'll just share this program also with you, all this list of methods we are working here. Let me share this code. Any more questions? That's all for today, friends. I hope you had a very detailed this thing. You had a very clear understanding, right? Any questions? No questions? If you have questions, please let me know. Else we will stop this session here today. Any questions? Please share this with your friends and non people. Anyone can join these sessions who are really interested in learning, friends. Just share this good work with your non people. That's all, friends. Thank you. No questions, right? I'm just stopping recording.